Hold up, did y'all just hear that? Yandy Smith, the queen of calm under chaos, has allegedly been involved in a fatal car crash. And guess whose name is already tangled up in the wreckage? Yup, Mendeecees, because of course he is now. Before you roll your eyes and scroll past thinking this is just another messy love and hip-hop storyline gone sideways, trust me, you're gonna want to sit down for this one. Was it just a tragic accident? Or is there something way darker bubbling beneath? The surface, the timing, too convenient, the silence from Mendeecees way too loud. And let's be real, when it comes to this couple, nothing is ever simple. Some folks are whispering that this was no accident at all, that it's all part of a twisted plot cooked up behind the scenes. But by who and why now was Yandy running from something or someone? And where exactly was Mendeecees the night this all went down? Buckle up, because what started as a car crash is spiraling into something way messier. We're talking secrets, lies, and maybe even a cover-up that'll make your jaw drop. You thought their reality show was wild? Honey, this is a real scandal. Now, let's talk about what really went down, because the headlines aren't telling you the whole truth. We've all seen Yandy Smith play the composed, loyal, no-nonsense queen on reality TV, standing by her man through thick, thin, and federal indictments. But this time, this ain't no script. This alleged car crash came out of nowhere, except nothing in Yandy's world ever just happens. And guess who's conveniently missing from the narrative? Mendeecees. The same Mendeecees who suddenly went radio silent when the news hit. The same one with a history long enough to fill an entire courtroom transcript. Coincidence? Please, this is the same man who once spent years behind bars, turned his life around publicly, and then somehow kept finding himself in messes no parole officer would sign off on. And now this crash, it's got his name written all over a tan, not in ink and blood. What we know so far is murky at best. Sources say Yandy's vehicle was involved in a high-speed accident that resulted in a fatality. But what's raising eyebrows isn't just the crash itself, it's the eerie silence and strange behavior surrounding it. No formal statement from Yandy's camp, no hospital photos, no staged recovery selfie, just silence. And when it comes to reality stars, silence screams louder than drama. But let's rewind a little, because if you think this was a random moment, think again. Just days before the crash, Yandy and Mendeecees were reportedly spotted in a heated argument outside a restaurant in Atlanta. Not the cute kind of argument, either. We're talking hand gestures, yelling, people recording with their phones, you know the type. So the timeline goes like this: public blow-up, cryptic Instagram stories, and then boom, Yandy is in a fatal crash. You're telling me that's just chance? Not in the storyline. And let's not forget who we're dealing with. Mendeecees is no stranger to high-stakes drama and calculated silence. He knows how to vanish when things get messy and reappear just in time to play the hero. But this time, folks are saying his absence is more than just a PR move, it might be damage control. People close to the situation have been dropping hints that Mendeecees was actually at the scene. Not in the car, but close enough to know what went down. A leaked message from someone claiming to be a first responder described the scene as chaotic and tense, saying there was a man matching Mendeecees' description arguing with authorities. Now, if that's not suspicious, I don't know what is. But it gets deeper. Word on the street is that there was an emergency meeting held hours before the crash involving both of them. What kind of meeting, and why was it so urgent? One source said it was about clearing the air before a major announcement. Another said Yandy was planning to go public with something that could have ruined Mendeecees for good, if that's true. And this crash conveniently silenced that story. We're no longer talking accident, we're talking motive. Meanwhile, fans are split. Some are sending prayers and support, convinced Yandy is an innocent victim. Others are putting the pieces together and asking the real questions. Why hasn't Mendeecees made a public appearance? Why hasn't he addressed the crash? And why are insiders acting like everyone suddenly forgot how messy things have been between them? For years, the truth is, the facade of a happy marriage has been cracking for a long time. Behind those curated Instagram posts and well-lit family photos are years of betrayal, rumors of cheating, financial secrets, and unresolved resentment. So when something this dramatic happens, it's not surprising that people think it's not just another day in celebrity life. It might be the explosion that's been building up all along. And while we still don't have the official police report, some online sleuths are already pointing out inconsistencies. The damage to the vehicle doesn't match the narrative. The location of the crash doesn't add up with where Yandy was last seen. And get this, someone claiming to be a tow truck driver said the car had been tampered with before it even left the scene. If that's not chilling, I don't know what is. And just when you think it can't get more twisted, the plot thickens with every hour that passes. The silence from Mendeecees isn't just suspicious anymore, it's deafening. Not a single word, not a post, not a press release, nothing but carefully timed likes on unrelated content, and a few quiet appearances that feel more staged than sincere. And let's talk about those cryptic Instagram stories he posted before the crash, the ones that had everyone confused. One clip showed him in a dark room playing ominous music with the caption, "Some things come to light no matter how deep you bury them." At the time, it seemed like random shade, but now, people are going back and analyzing every second, every lyric, every frame, wondering if he was preparing the world for what was coming. And what was coming looks more and more like a scandal no one's ready for. Insiders say Yandy had been gearing up to drop some serious revelations, the kind that could ruin reputations and careers. She had reportedly been in touch with a media outlet days before the crash, scheduling a sit-down interview with full legal documentation to back up her claims. What claims exactly? That's where things get murky. Some say she was about to expose financial misconduct tied to their joint businesses. Others say she had proof of Mendeecees relapsing into illegal dealings with people from his past. Either way, it wasn't going to be pretty. And now that the crash has happened, that interview? Conveniently cancelled, the outlet said they were asked to hold the footage for legal reasons, but rumor has it, someone pressured them behind the scenes to shut it all down. One insider even said a cease and desist letter was sent out, just hours after the crash, allegedly from Mendeecees' legal team. Meanwhile, people who were once close to the couple are starting to speak out anonymously, describing a relationship that's been falling apart for years. One former assistant said the vibe in their house was always tense, that cameras only came out when things were calm enough to fake it. They claimed arguments were routine, and financial strain had been an ongoing battle despite their public image of success. Another former friend said Mendeecees often felt trapped and cornered by the persona Yandy had created for them online. They said he felt like he couldn't breathe without it becoming content. And now, with this crash looming over everything, those private tensions are starting to look like potential motives. Even the public is turning. Social media has become a battlefield of divided opinions. Some fans are convinced Yandy is being framed, that someone wanted her out of the picture because she knew too much. Others are convinced she staged the whole thing for sympathy, possibly even to leverage a new business deal or project. But a growing number of people are starting to ask whether both of them are in on it, that this crash, this chaos, the headlines, it's all been orchestrated because, let's be honest, nothing keeps a fading spotlight burning like tragedy. And with both Yandy and Mendeecees' public influence waning in recent years, some believe this could be a massive play to stay relevant. There's even talk that a documentary crew have been quietly following them for months under the radar, collecting footage for a potential streaming special, if that's true. And this crash is part of a long-game PR stunt. It would be one of the boldest moves reality TV has ever seen. But if it's not a stunt, if this is real, then someone's hiding something major. Because no matter how you slice it, the facts don't add up. Police statements have been vague at best, and reports from the crash scene don't match with the official story being told. One detail that keeps resurfacing is a witness who claimed they saw another vehicle trailing Yandy's car minutes before the impact. That vehicle was reportedly unmarked and disappeared before first responders arrived. No license plate, no trace, nothing, it was just gone. And if that witness is telling the truth, we're looking at a potential setup, a calculated, deliberate move to crash Yandy's car and make it look like a tragic mistake. And if that's the case, then we're not just dealing with scandal anymore, we're looking at something far more dangerous. So now the question is, what do you believe? Was this a tragic accident, a calculated move, or a full-blown setup hiding something far more sinister? One thing's for sure, this story is far from over. The silence, the leaks, the shady details, it all points to something deeper, something darker. And as new twists continue to unfold, you won't want to miss a single update. If you're just as shocked, confused, or downright suspicious as we are, hit that like button and let us know your theories in the comments. Could Mendeecees really be involved? Is Yandy hiding something too? Or are we watching the biggest manipulation reality TV has ever pulled off? Subscribe now and turn on those notifications, because the next chapter in this jaw-dropping saga is coming, and trust, it's only getting wilder from here. Stay tuned, stay alert, and stay ready. The truth is just getting started.